Let's do this thing.
Welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering.
Boom, boom, boom. We do need a theme song. I mean, 32, I think, episodes in, and we still don't have a theme song?
Do you want to set a goal for ourselves? Like episode 35 is going to have a theme song?
Well, I think we need to ask our viewer, wherever you may be, to please send in a theme song.
No, you should play it on guitar. You should play us in.
Oh, it's true. I could pull out a guitar, although, yeah. Anyways, hello, Dr. Barth. Nice to see you.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm okay. It's been yet another surreal week.
I've learned so much about the stock market that I never knew that I didn't know.
Yeah. I was reading something on Twitter that I'm sure millions of others have read. It was something about, Dear Journal, pandemic, day 30, I cooked some sourdough. And there was like day 310, someone stormed the Capitol. And then it was like day 320, it was like, Reddit just took down a hedge fund. Like, what? It's been a year. Oh. So, nice to see you. So to bring viewers up to speed.
Yes. Okay. So we have a stack. So we're doing ecological simulation with rabbits. Apparently, I thought they were sheep, but turns out they're rabbits.
They were spheres of white.
And then also predators, and they're supposed to live in this little patch that spawns vegetables. And we got really interested in their flocking behavior. So then we started learning about boids. And last episode, we created a boids, like some sort of bird-like simulation, but we thought it might apply to rabbits too. And so we managed to get through 2 of the 3 properties of a boid last episode. Mm-hmm. And I think this episode, our goal is to do the 3rd one and then integrate the boid behavior back into the main ecology simulation. Did I get that right?
Sounds great to me.
2 thumbs up. Excellent.
So shall we?
Let's do it. To the code machine.
I gotta push the buttons of great justice. Dun 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 dun. All right. Uh-oh. Come on, Unity, you can do it. I believe in you. I often restart Unity right before the show just because I think it gets sad.
You just leave it running for a week straight.
I do leave it running for the week straight, like with nothing else going on in its life. It may be like holding on to textures on the GPU that got paged out,
There's so many. The boids have been breeding while we weren't paying attention.
Oh, that's all possible.
Stole the code from the other part of the simulation.
Okay, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live. That's how you know this is a real show.
I guess I'll save the changes. Who knows what that will do? Unity Hub, we got this.
I got some email that some Unity thing that we're using is getting shut down.
Yeah, Unity Connect, but that was several projects ago.
Oh, okay. We're not actually using it on this one.
We're not. We're using GitHub on this one.
This is like an odd side effect of like signing up for every random thing that I find interesting on the internet. Is I just get tons of notifications of like thing that you've totally forgotten about is shutting down. And so some of them get acquired. They're like, our fantastic journey. It's like, oh, okay. Congratulations.
It's true. Our streaming provider even, shut down or got acquired or whatever.
Or both. Like, who can tell?
Unity loves to do this. Are you sure you don't want a new version to break all your stuff? No, thank you, Unity. All right, so here's our simulation. We're in the Boids one. So if we press go.
Right, so the 3 properties were separation, cohesion, and I guess I could look at the code to see what the third one was.
This is a test.
Oh, alignment.
There you go.
So we did alignment and cohesion, which
That's right.
causes, as you see, our lovely cylinders that you can tell only by their shadow are very, very aligned and very cohesive.
What's interesting is they're still turning from the like. It's interesting that their alignment attempts is still causing them to turn.
Yeah, they're like tracing a figure 8.
I mean, we could do a whole bunch of things to make these be easier to see.
Can we just change the color of either the ground or the cylinder so they're not exactly the same?
Yeah, if we just give these things a material.
Oh, we can make them into plants
Or
predators.
What did I do wrong? Oh, I bet I have to, because this is a prefab. So I have to do this. Right? I want to do this one, but then I want to like lock this here and then do a material and then do this.
Whoa, that's cool.
And so then I can unlock this. And then theoretically the prefab is whichever one I dragged over there. Didn't work. What did I do wrong? All right, so prefabs, Boid.
Can you just change the albedo?
I wonder if I have to open the prefab.
Oh.
I have to open the prefab in order to get the material.
Oh, that look good.
And now I have to get out of the prefab, which I think is this button. We're seeing my amazing Unity. There you go.
Hey, they're bluish.
Yeah, they're slightly better.
That's good. I can see them a lot better.
Yeah, and we could do a lot more. Like we could just say, like I could have given this, which is a non-lit color, and then it would have ignored the lighting and made them even more. Or I could change where the light is, but we're going to move this logic back to the other scene anyways.
Yeah, just so we can see it.
So, okay, let's go to the code machine.
Right, separation.
And do some separation.
So I looked on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia was very vague about what separation was all about.
Okay.
But then I searched around and I found someone else's Boid project where they had some code for separation. Mm-hmm. What they did for separation is they went through all the Boids in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. They took the rotation, the vector away from them. Yep. And then weighted that vector by the distance. So the inverse of the distance. So when you got really close to another Boid, you would really, really, really want to go away from them.
I think that makes total sense. So it's basically just alignment. Well, hold on. You said it took their direction and it averaged the. No, it's not alignment because it's the angle to them.
Yeah, so think of it as like the vector from them to you. Mm-hmm. That vector is like the direction that the Boid would want to steer in.
But do you want to care about all of these, or don't you only want to care about ones that are like within, like say 30 degrees off of your front or something like that?
I don't know. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but the sample code I saw just took all the ones that were in this nearby scene.
All right. So we know how to get them nearby, right? Plan separation. Mm-hmm. And then.
So this is an example of, it's like cohesion. I think we want to, let's start from the cohesion code.
Oh, you want it more like cohesion instead of, okay.
Yeah, because we want to do it in angle. Oops. What did I do? I was trying to copy and paste this code.
Okay.
But here we want to take our own position.
Mm-hmm.
So like, or transform. I don't know why it always autocompletes to the totally wrong thing.
Yeah. IntelliSense is super aggressive about that.
So we want to take the position, the other one. It's minus them.
Okay.
That's from them to us.
Isn't that from?
But then we want to weight this by.
No. You're right.
This is like delta.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is that? Yep. You want it times magnitude or times square root of magnitude squared or whatever.
Yeah, magnitude divided, right? Because if it's very small, I want this effect to be really, really big.
Yep.
And then I don't want to subtract the position here. Like that, maybe?
All right, so that's from. Well, we could try it and see what it does. I'm not sure this makes sense to me, but
Do you want to talk it through, or do you want to try it?
Why does it make sense?
I'm not sure it makes sense either. So
average? Why does it make sense to average all the vectors from all the nearby voids to us? What is that doing?
So if we that'll so if it was the vector from us to the void, that would make us want to get closer to them. Whereas the opposite of that is away from them.
Okay, I think I had my brain around alignment. Okay, so this is separation, and the whole idea is that we're just trying to okay.
I think it's confusing in this type system. The type for like a location in the world
Mm-hmm.
and the type for a displacement
Mm-hmm.
are both vector 3, whereas this is working in displacements, not in positions.
All right, so let's just walk through a simple example.
Okay.
So you have one void and you have another void that's like in front of it to the left.
Okay.
And you expect through this to cause it to turn right.
I would expect this to give me a rotation that would be diametrically opposed to that void. So to run away from it, like in the complete opposite direction.
I see. Yes. Okay. Okay. And that makes some sense. It's basically, yeah, okay. Interesting. We could do the flee better this way too.
Yeah, I think flee is just like separate from all the prey.
Well, yeah, it's prey separating from all the predators.
Yeah.
You did magnitude, but yeah.
I just wanted to add a check for division by 0 here.
So what about when this is negative, or is magnitude always? It's always positive because it goes through the square root.
Correct. Magnitude is always positive.
Okay. All right, let's try it. The other thing we need to do is we need to add the ability to toggle these on and off with the keyboard.
Sure. Okay.
It's trivial to add. We just have to like add like bool enable separate bool enable align bool enable. You want to type the code in the
cohes.
Sure. What does that do? Whatever.
We'll use the noun form like alignment and cohesion.
Sure. Feel free to fix them. I'm going to start typing the keyboard code here.
Okay.
If but get key dot a
It's a funny thing where I'm really bad at spelling, and so I try to avoid introducing any new words that I can't copy and paste from elsewhere in the file.
Yeah, I hear you. Spelling is not my forte. All right, line cohesion. And what was our third one?
Separation S.
haven't actually added into our update function here. We haven't. Right? We're not actually doing it. We wrote the function for it, but we haven't used it.
Mm-hmm.
Enable. So now we have keyboard toggle ability. And now we have to figure out how we're pulling these together. We're slurping in half here, right?
Right. So we did this funny double slurp thing before, which we could do.
Well, we can actually just start with, like, what if we turn them all off? Right. So then our quaternion, we start with an empty quaternion and then we do an if cascade, right? We check whether any one of them is on. And
all right, that sounds good. So you want to start with an empty quaternion.
Yeah, and then we just do an if cascade where we don't even we just slurp them right in.
Oh, gotcha. So then we need this. We had this before. This count the amount. Is that what you're saying? Like if enable alignment.
Oh, interesting.
And
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Is this what you had in mind?
Not exactly, but I think this works great. I was going to do something dumber. I was just going to slurp them at a given amount, but I like your whole like averaging them in, slurping them in by the amount.
Well, I assume that if you only had alignment turned on, you wanted that to just be like at 100%.
Yep, makes sense. Mm-hmm. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
We don't need to compute these things unless we're actually going to use them, right?
Yep. And that will make our variable create. Yep. Uh-huh. Alignment does not exist. Yep, that's what I was waiting for this to find for us.
Ah, yes, that's good. Checker helped us.
Okay. Okay, I think this might work.
Okay.
We have this thing set to go big.
Does it default to true or false?
I default to false.
Okay, that's cool. Well, it'd just be easier to control at the beginning.
Well, we're going to immediately want to turn on like cohesion, right? I turned on separation. All right, they clearly need to default to true. And or they need to like, we need some, I mean, we may be going beyond what we should build in this. Right, this may be time when we need to start moving it back to the main simulation. Like we could add a HUD. Not hard. Now that we have HUD technology.
So is that change you made actually going to affect it, or has it now been controlled by the editor? I guess they're private variables, so they can't be controlled by the editor.
No.
Got it.
The editor will not be trying to set them. All right, so now these should all be on. They should be Boiding.
No, I think they're Boiding.
Sort of.
They're very gentle.
So another thing that we kind of want them to do is we kind of want them to pull towards the center ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't do this.
We can't wander off screen.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing this example code did, by the way, that we're not doing, is they had different weights for the forces. So they the alignment and cohesion they had set to 1.0, but the separation they had set to 1.5.
Oh. Okay. So instead of just, I mean, that makes.
I don't know if you want to do that, but it just was an interesting thing I noticed when I looked at the other example.
Maybe you should wire that up while I wire up a HUD. So we can.
Okay, we can also try adjusting the rotation speed and the velocity in the editor. I remember we did that before. It had a big effect on how it looked.
What if we? Sounds good. What if we slurp in always a pull towards 0? So if we don't actually want to slurp, we want to. How would we change from a slurp to like a multiplier? You would just average them basically.
Yeah, I think it'd be the weighting. You'd overweight that factor.
So that you'd take this target, and then amount then becomes the weight.
Well, I think if you wanted to like weight in separation, you would just make this be 1.5. Or I'm not sure if that's quite right, but
sorry, add an F. Where I was going with this is that you could do amount plus, and then it equals quaternion slurp target like turn towards. Where I'm going is I'm trying to turn towards 0. That's some like really low value. That's silly. Maybe I should just make the playing field much bigger.
What if we just zoomed out the camera? Like, do you sort of expect they'll all end up just flying in one direction forever? Is that sort of the destiny of?
I think so. So let's just make the camera 50. And if we really want to, we can make this 50 and 50. Okay. I don't feel like we've done anything. We might have this. Oh, you didn't change it. But I want us to see. So another thing that I saw, another thing we could do is we could have it draw. Oh, we tried this last time, didn't we? We'd have it draw its heading.
Yeah.
They are so slow. Look, viewing vector is 0. What does that mean?
Oh, that seems like a problem.
What does that mean?
I don't know. What line of code is it mad about?
Plan separation.
Oh, maybe when they get too far apart. Right. If there are known Boids nearby, then
we just return the identity quaternion.
Yeah. So like if is 0. That was the autocomplete for return.
Now, do we need to do that for others as well?
I would imagine so. Well, I guess alignment will do it naturally because it starts out with a 0 quaternion, 4 reaches, and then returns that. So that does it fine. Quick rotation.
This one's going to divide by 0, won't it?
Yeah, that one will do something bad.
Okay.
I also think you should turn up their speed or turn down their rotation speed.
All right, let's turn up their speed. I think they're. Oh, it's a public variable. Okay, maximize on play or stop that. Okay, and now we need to go back to the prefabs, Boids, velocity 2.
Yeah, because we goosed their turn. I think we goosed their turning rate at the end of the last episode.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't know how to actually make it maximize after playing. There must be a way. They're still pretty agile in their turning radius here.
Why don't we turn down their turning radius?
I also think we...
Their turning rate, I guess.
Yeah.
We had 30 before. I don't know what that...
I also want to turn this up. I think birds flock faster. Probably should actually have made it 4 or 5. Whoa, hello.
They lost each other. They flew off into space.
Huh.
I think we need way more of them.
What'd
Can
you
we
say?
spawn like 10 times as many of them?
Sure. So we need to either turn this down or turn this up.
Why don't you turn the velocity down to 2?
Okay. And then Boids spawner.
Oh, we don't have a count.
That's fine. They can spawn in the middle. But let's go back to our Boids spawner. Oh, really? We don't have count. Spawn count. Public.
Oh, it's an int, right? Come on.
Int. Okay. You know, I don't just like write code ever anymore. And I do kind of miss it. I see myself like kind of going into the zone and being like, oh, I just want to write some code.
Mm-hmm. I mostly fix compile errors.
What?
They're
What did
doing
you
something.
do?
Is this not right? They made a V formation. Isn't that what birds do?
No.
It seems like they're mostly flying away from each other.
Yeah,
like,
the separation is really strong.
oh wait, try it again, but let's turn off the separation. Like, let's just.
All right, that should have turned off separation.
Okay.
It appears to have.
And turn it back on.
I don't know what that did.
This does not look like the demo picture on Wikipedia.
I also don't. What did I do to turn on the? Oh, maybe it's that I had selected the Boid spawner, or like I selected this Boid or something.
What are you sad about?
I just didn't understand. At least for me, it looked like they had little crosses on them.
Oh.
I think we need to go down the. We need to add a HUD here. Okay, and then 2D object, UI, canvas. Excuse me. Yeah, we're doing it live here. There's no editing. This is the simplest HUD ever. I don't know this super well, but I should, I think, cause this to anchor up here. Now, whatever, it's fine. So if we teach, yeah. Oh, we're also listening in the Boid itself and whether we're toggling these.
Is that a problem?
It's really unfortunate that I'm doing all these things. So we have some of these components in our main project.
Should we go integrate back with our main project? Is that?
I feel like that would be a big jack shave, and we don't have this working yet. So what we could do is we could steal some of the things from the main project.
I'm in favor of that.
I just don't know if it'll work. So we could, for example, make a. We don't actually need this, but we could like add a script. We could take our keyboard and the HUD. I don't remember. So like if we have our keyboard here now.
Or I think we should be setting a static. Do you want to make it a static on Boids?
Well, the way that it worked in this is we had a config or something like that. Oh, I thought I had a config. That must be another project. But yes, it has to be some sort of static. Right, keyboard.
So then we should move this key
That's
controller
user
over
show
to
state rings. This is how we did it here. User.
Boid.
Ah, here it is. User. But that's fine. We can just do it static on the Boids. That's fine. Yep, exactly. Now the question is, are we... I'm sure there are smarter ways in Unity than like writing your own cascade of ifs here. Like, should it smite or should it separate? That is the question.
Why not both?
Yeah, I have to learn how to like actually do it. Somebody someday is going to watch this video and be like, these guys are total... They
we put up the yes, put up the we have no idea what we're doing better.
Okay. Okay, so we stole this thing. Maybe this will work. The other thing I want is the HUD. I don't know if I need to steal the HUD.
The HUD looked pretty simple. Like you just had, looks like you just had the canvas and you associated the text with it.
So I just do a UI text, and then I can write my own, Boid HUD here. Boid HUD. All right, and we associate that with the canvas. Okay, and in our Boid HUD, we want a public text. Oh, this is like using Unity and engine.ui. Yeah. Boid text. And then in this thing, we want it to display in the text. Text is equal to we want to like tell it what things are toggled, right?
That makes sense.
You want to write that while I wire it up?
Sure.
We used to do every single line of code on screen, and I'm in the mood to write some code or to get things working. Text, wire this up. I need to figure out how to do this. I think I'm supposed to do like that. I don't know. There's also like and there's like a way to make it best fit. I don't know if I want that or not. All right, you're writing some code. Yep, this all looks sensible. Oh,
You
interesting.
just assign it. You assign it directly to text, or does text have like a property?
I think it's like text.text.
Text. We had that same problem in Flutter where everything was
Oh
like
my
text.
god, yes. You were down in the line box tree, or even the DOM has this, where you grab the text node and the value of it.
The concept of the node of the string of the data of the data.
I wonder if the web ever removed attribute nodes after we left. Okay. Maybe this works.
One way to find out.
You mean the run button? The button of destiny? Oh, alignment and cohesion.
It's just really, really tiny.
Well, where's the separation? Also, what's this line here? That must be the like. So
maybe it like tried to wrap or something.
Yeah, I bet it's wrapping. I totally bet it's wrapping. So what I don't understand is, oh, because I'm in the game mode. That's the problem. All right, here we go. This makes a lot more sense. I don't.
There we go.
I have no idea what I'm doing. feel like I knew how to do this at one point, and any abilities are gone. No. This is it, right? That's a scale tool. This is the rec tool. Yeah. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas.
Where's the like embiggen the font tool?
Oh, I could embiggen the font tool. That's down here. I can also do this.
What?
Min and max size. I don't actually know if that was the right idea. That's just gonna.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Why it has a new line? Something's still funky, but whatever. So if we turned off separation,
they're coming together.
they still need to go faster, I think, for this to be interesting. I mean, when they're actually rabbits. Okay, these are all public, right? When they're actually rabbits, they're not going to. But I want us to like get the behavior working. So like, say this is 5, right? And then maybe this needs to be 90.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, turn off your separation. Yeah, because your separation is clearly turned up too high.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the separation.
The separation is the one that we just did, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're all aligning and cohesing. Like they're they're clearly separating, but there's something wrong with it.
I think also the separation search radius is too well, but it should be your distance should cause it. But you have to subtract the radius, right? Because you want things to be at the radius to be apply 0 effect, not some small effect.
Oh.
Right?
Okay. That seems reasonable. I'm just looking at this example code to see how they did separation. All right, separation. Desired separation.
Yeah, that's the radius. Well, maybe that's not actually the radius. That's not the search radius. That's the 0 from the position of. Yeah, because you don't want them to, if they're in your vision but far enough away, you don't want to separate further.
I see what you're saying.
So is it that you don't see them, or is that become?
In this example, the desired separation is half of the neighbor distance. If that's helpful. So like, so here when we found the nearby Boids, we looked at the what do we look at? The radius. Find nearby Boids. We have the vision radius. So at least in this other example, they set the desired separation to half the vision radius.
That's fine. The question is, what do we do with the desired separation? Right. So do we just discard things that are underneath that magnitude?
Yeah. So if it's greater than the desired separation, it ignores it in this iteration. If it's less, then
there. That should fix it. I just changed 0 here to be desired separation.
Okay. If the magnitude is greater than the desired, you want it less than desired separation.
Oh, yes.
And the other thing they have is they have a normalize in here, which maybe we need.
They normalize
the delta. So they would say delta dot normalized divided by the magnitude. The distance.
That makes some sense because otherwise you're including the magnitude in it twice. right? You're
Right.
you're like squaring the effect of the magnitude.
Right. So here the float, the desired separation would be the vision radius divided by 2.
Oh, I just added it up here, but that's fine. It's easier to add in code. So okay, great, done. Yep.
Should we try this?
It looks plausible, slightly more plausible than what we had before. I think some of our instincts around like just constantly hit the, whoa, hello.
Oh, look, this is what this looks better.
I think some of our instincts around just constantly hit the, well, they're not separating though. Look at them all.
They're clumping. So maybe we need to put in the 1.5 factor. But this has the sort of like circular, like inning out thing that the dynamics are right. They're just too close to each other. Whoa, what did you turn off? You turned off the cohesion. But now they formed into little tribes. Sorry, what were you saying about our instincts?
I'm just mesmerized by the Boids. Instincts. I don't know. They still need some sort of like comeback. I mean, the way this will get achieved with the rabbits is the rabbits will just die if they get too far from things.
Well, they won't be doing this behavior all the time. Sometimes they'll be seeking the vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Although they seem to sort of be hovering around like they're not. Oh, never mind. Bye, boys.
It was nice knowing you. Alignment cohesion.
I think we should try to put in this 1.5 weight.
Sure. And just see.
Yeah, I don't know what that does, but we'll find out.
I don't even know if that's going to be like the right place to put it. I see. Still something is. It's almost as though we have the distance calculation inverted. Like it's trying to separate more when things are. Oh, that's looking more correct. Okay, we really need to have the come back home averaging in. Okay, so amount plus.
Should we say enable homing? The homing voids?
Yeah, we're not even gonna like. It's not gonna be enablable. Homing. What is this?
Enable homing.
And rotate towards vector 3.0. Hopefully that'll be what we want. Are you really turning on?
Oh yeah, like I'm totally in all the other files making it happen.
So I went off on a tangent and I was adding like genetic. Basically, we have to like create our own little DSL where like to have a trait, it's going to have to be its own little class that knows how to print itself and knows how to combine itself and knows how to sum itself.
What?
Well, we're going to have to tech towards that in order to be able to like easily add a trait, because that's what you're gonna want to end up in a world where you can just trivially add a single trait with like a line of code. Yes, homing.
0.5.
What is this? I see this is a quaternion. So this needs to be.
You want to look at. You just want to look at. Look rotation. Oops.
Okay, I believe you. Okay, it's homing on by default.
Homing is on by default, but we're only homing at 0.5.
Yeah, we don't need to be homing a lot.
Why don't you turn everything off and see if they all go home?
Alignment, cohesion, separation.
Oops. Homing is not working very well.
We are not homing. This may point to larger problems.
Well,
like,
I think actually we need minus Transform location.
I see. So look the opposite way that you were.
Yeah, look towards 0 from where you are.
Okay, I can imagine this is not. You mean
position? Position. I mean position. Yeah, I want to have more types. Like I'm really missing the difference in type between a position and a displacement.
That may exist in Unity. I don't know. Alignment, cohesion.
I think what key down is what your frustration is.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh, okay. It's working. The homing instinct is there. Come on home, little boys. Oh, they're all like circling 0. How beautiful.
Okay, so now we want separation.
Bye-bye. Come back.
They shouldn't go. They shouldn't.
Oh, they should stay.
They should
stay separated from each other.
And now we want alignment. Interesting.
But they're going to come back.
Well, what's this one doing?
I see. When they get far away from their friends, then they decide to come back. So like when they get separated from the bunch, they go back to home base to go meet up.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's why we use central classes.
Hold on. I think I got to change the keyboard to be key down instead of get key. That'll make your toggling a lot easier.
Sure. Keyboard. Oh, with the new ones that I wrote were get key or something?
Yeah. Which means when you had the key down, they were like furiously flapping up and down.
They were furiously flapping. I was just living with it. Okay. This still doesn't quite. The homing is clearly really weak.
Okay. I mean, maybe 1.5. We could just put it in at 1.
But well, it's okay. Let's see. Let's turn. Whoa. Look, rotation is 0. Behavior is missing. What? Look, rotation is 0.
No. This is for plan cohesion.
0?
Which line is this? 70. Oh, 74 in the plan separation. Maybe our plan separation is wrong.
Yeah. I mean, this is our new one that.
Oh, you know what's wrong here? We're taking the count of the whole thing, but we're not averaging them all in. We got to make our own count. Like
Oh.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we skip them.
Right.
It is so funny when we're coding like this and we're trying to make it possible for others to see. I feel like we turn the coding speed down to like 10% or whatever. It's much more rapid fire when you are just working with someone. Okay.
I feel like we also need to make sure this distance is not 0, right? And distance is greater than 0.
Sure, if they're right on top of each other.
Maybe that can never happen.
By 0. We haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
That still shouldn't cause it to be 0. 0 is going to come when sum is 0. Right? So if you went through all the Boids, yeah. But
okay.
If you went through all the Boids and none of them were close enough to matter.
Right. So if your count is 0.
Yeah. And so then we actually don't need the thing up there. Yeah. You removed it looks like. Yep. Turn that.
Got it. Yeah, it's still possible for the sum to be 0, right? Like it's, they could just happen to add up to 0.
When could they add up to 0? Oh, I see. If they were
just they just happen to be equal, is 0.
Oh, because it's a float?
It's a vector, right? New. I don't know what the
You just vector
is.
0. Or, it's a good question. What is that like? That you really want an E, but sure.
Oh, there's a vector 3, 0. I don't have to construct one.
Yeah, you just vector 3, 0, yep.
All right, try that.
All right. Let's see if... Okay.
Does that look better to you?
We're not separating as much, but we also appear not to be flooding the console, so that's good. We definitely are separating some. I wonder if cohesion is too strong.
No. Can you turn off the homing? I'm just curious what happens. Because they have clearly an orbit around 0 here.
I wonder if the order that we average them in matters. Like, I don't know what quaternion math behavior looks like.
I feel like the separation is working. Like they clearly all separate from each other.
Half distance is probably way too high, though. Turning back on homing. Let's see if they come home.
I kind of want them all to like fly in as a unit. Oh, they're coming! They're coming! Oh, there's like 2 groups of them. They're gonna collide.
No, they're gonna align.
Oh, they're gonna join and become a friendly flock.
Interesting. The alignment doesn't seem like I would not expect this behavior from previous times working with Boids. I really want to see their direction.
Should we just add that as like a debug ray? Oh, look, there's a real far straggler that came back.
What I had thought about doing but didn't before was to go into Blender and just build a like something pointy.
We could just do that here.
What?
We don't need Blender for that. We could just do that in the prefab.
Yeah, we could just add like we could just add something to this. If we look at our Y direction, no, that's from the top. So this is Y. This is out front, right? No, Y is up. So we want to look. Well, this is fine. We just.
I think X is forward, right?
Or Z is forward. All right, so this is front. So Z is that direction. So if we just add a
nose.
Yeah, we're just like adding a little. Whoops. Okay, so I had some idea how to do this at one point. Is it not shift? No, it's this thing. Yeah. And then I want this tool.
And then where is that vertically? Is that going to like intersect the? Yeah, I think you want to move it up the up in Y or yellow, whatever direction yellow is.
Okay, sure.
I think half our cylinders are below the plane. Yeah, this looks great. I can't see it. Can you see their noses?
Only sort of here. We can continue our terrible hackery.
Ooh, bright red.
And make it a bright red nose. We got Rudolph the.
Oh yeah, there we go. I can see that.
Their turning rate is really slow. See, I wouldn't expect this kind of like. I would expect them to try harder to not collide. I want to turn their turning rate up. Prefabs. Let's say it's 180. That's better, I think.
Can you turn off the homing? I feel like the homing is very strong. Because
Yeah, why don't we turn the homing down? Or make the homing proportional to the distance. Right? Or maybe the homing only applies when you're beyond 50 or something like that, right? Oh, interesting. They are turning too fast. Like, look at that. Why are they dancing so much? That's not the behavior I would expect.
it's interesting that even without homing, they're like they've turned, right? Like,
well, they're so jittery. Why is that?
They're like wiggly. You mean like?
Yeah. Maybe they're turning. Well, I feel like you want like non-linear turning speed. Like this is their max turning speed, but they shouldn't like always be turning at that speed.
Oh, they want to have like momentum or something. They have to.
Well, so what's causing them to? Yeah, you're right. The homing is way too strong. This, like the jittering. Why? Why are we constantly redirecting course?
I don't know. I feel like their cohesion is what's messed up. Because the ones at the front, like the one at the very front, should want to turn back on the other ones. Like turn, yeah. Like what if they? Can you reset and turn off the alignment? Come home.
Yeah, I really just need like a reset key. The ants come marching. Okay, so I'm sorry. What did you want to see?
I wanted to see what happened if they didn't have alignment.
So we're going to turn on separation and turn off homing. So if they don't have alignment, then they just look like ants.
And they sort of just disperse. So we only have about 2 minutes left in the show, but I feel like we've put all the behaviors in. I don't think we've quite balanced them correctly, and we might have some bugs, possibly.
I mean, I think that if we're talking about like what should we do next, I think one of the things we could think about is just reintegrating it, keep our debug environment somehow, and we can sort of fix it, or maybe I'll fix it offline.
Yeah, I think that this is a more interesting behavior than our current random water behavior. So we can try to see what it would do in the ecological simulation.
Yeah, I have no idea. I also think it's interesting to apply both in the predator sense and in the prey sense. The other thing big thing that's missing from our ecological simulation is water, or some other resource that they have to like keep coming back to.
Especially if they were geographically separated, so they would have to like shuttle back and forth or have some other interesting thing they have to do.
But a herding behavior like this, certainly with alignment or cohesion, at least with cohesion, is going to really stimulate the green wave behavior that we saw. Remember, Dr. Seidel was talking about the
where the plants multiply off screen, and then then the rabbits come in.
Yeah, we can actually brainstorm quite a bit. There's a whole bunch that's still missing, but anyways, this was fun as always. And any final words for our viewer?
No, I think this was fun. I think I think integrating next time is the way to go. So let's aim for that next time.
Okay. Well, have a wonderful week. Hopefully, without any further insurrections or who knows what. Stock market.
Sounds good. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.